us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. One God. Good morning. I haven't did one of these things in such a long time. It's funny. I even went to set it up, and I forgot how to set it up. But over the weekend, I was doing some reading, business magazine, and Damon John on the cover. It's called the Entrepreneurs Magazine. If you haven't read that magazine, it's a great magazine. It's not just about business, guys. It's a great magazine for the simple fact of your business should be an expression, an extension of who you are as a person, as well as your community, etc. And that's why I ended up going back to doing this, because I used to do this Facebook Live based upon the warrior's mindset, which are the principles that really transform my life. And always knew that in order to keep it, what I have, I had to give it away. And thank God for someone like Brother D, who taught me this when I was incarcerated well over 30 years ago. He said, in order to keep what you have, you got to give it away. And to me, today's topic is really talking about doing what you have to do when you don't want to do it. And when I stopped doing it, it's easy to get bored and frustrated with doing the same thing over and over and over again. But if what you're doing is good and it's sharing, principles and things to really help people out there that are going through things, it's important. Because I know when I was going through things and I was lost and I was in that moment of darkness and I was homeless and all those things, man, I just wish somebody would have came and just helped me out. But nobody did. Not saying that they had to, but it was kind of hard to connect. And I was just lost. And for me, once again, thank God that at that moment in time, God allowed me to tap into my inner strengths, which are based upon just the principles of the warrior's mindset. And there was a lot of other conscious things going on around, like music, all these different things. For example, I did Tai Chi this morning. I'm trying to change up my approach to a lot of things. And one of the things I did this morning, Monday's my workout, and that's written down. This is for anybody out there, man. I supposed to get up in the morning to do these workouts. Used to do them a long time ago. I still work out, but there's a time on my schedule where I need to do certain things at 3 o'clock in the morning. And one of them on Monday is to do internal fitness, Tai Chi, meditation. Don't have to be a long period of time, but just to really connect to the inner, slow down and get centered. So I did that. And I'm saying it to anybody out there, man. I know how hard it is to get going and the struggle and all these different reasons for why, man, I can't do it. Man, I got to do this. And I'm doing stuff. I'm always up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm doing business stuff. I'm doing reading, writing to God, doing a lot of other things. But sometimes you could be too busy for the things that's a part of the structure, and you find yourself avoiding it because there's always something else that's more important. And that's why it goes back to why you got to always look outside yourself and tap into books and magazines and things, historical things for me, and positive things, because they remind me of something that I stopped doing and I stopped following that schedule. But getting back to what I was saying, so I was trying to find music to work out, my Tai Chi music and all that stuff. I couldn't find that. So, you move it about slow. Once again, I know people do that when you want to go to the gym. You got to go to class. On your way to class, after work, we make all these excuses about why we can't do this. I don't have the time. On the way, they say when you on the way to the dojo or any activity, most kids quit because the parents let them quit in the car. The parents are going forward, and you didn't have a bad day, or you had a good day, or you just got so much to do, and it's like, I really don't have the time. So we probably need to reschedule this or get back to this activity. But if it's dealing with mind, body, and spirit, you cannot postpone it. So I didn't postpone it. So what I ended up doing, I ended up listening to my brand Nubian foundation, man. Old school hip hop, the conscious rap. And it was so powerful when I was working and doing my Tai Chi, the brand Nubian, man. And it just brought back certain things that even that I was reading about that made me get on this quest. See, knowledge reigns supreme over all things. It is connected. That's the power of the warrior's mindset. It came through me. And credit go back to Champ Nichols, that helped me discover this name and what it represents and how it was connected to my truth. And man, truth is universal, as Brother D said. It does not need any support. So for me, because I use all these different tools to connect and reconnect to my truth or enhance my truth or ride the momentum of that truth, man, it allowed me to tap into good old brand Nubian and realize that, man, brother, things haven't changed. It's the same thing. They just come in different shapes and forms, but it's still at the root of it. You got to stick to the basics. You got to surround yourself with positive things. And the principles of warrior mindset, 12 months of the year, each month there's a principle. January is honesty. February is open-mindedness. March, willingness, faith, believing in the unseen, taking action, truly surrendering yourself to God's plan. And that's what I meant by sometimes you don't want to do something, but if you know it's good, you got to do it anyway. Just walk yourself into it. Yeah, it might seem boring. Yeah, it might seem frustrating. Yes, I don't have the time, but you got to always make the time for your personal development. And one of the things I wanted to read from one of the Warriors Mindset books that we did is a quote. And here's the quote. Insight for the day. Words can destroy your authenticity. Words can destroy your authenticity. And you may miss the blessing. So quit talking and be present in the moment. Man, how true is that? That's exactly what happened today. Let me read that back again. Words can destroy your authenticity. When God speaks, I always say, I don't want to think about it a second time, analyze it. I just got to move on it, especially if I know it's coming through my spirit and I got a good conscience. My intentions are right. And it's funny, something I was reading yesterday. This is when I know God is on. Man, woo, boy. This is when I know it's connected and it's rolling and the momentum is going. Because I was reading in that same magazine, one of the entrepreneurs was saying how, a lot of times we hesitate on moving forward and taking action on something we know inside our hearts and soul is good for the world, good for us. And once again, I believe anything that is really about helping and connecting to other people must come from an intentional level of authenticity and is bringing about a solution to empower and uplift people in communities. If it's for manipulation, a lie, to cheat, to get over, man, yeah, you can ride it a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's going to crash. But when it's good, man, oh my God, it connects. And one of the things that the article was talking about how when things come to our minds, our natural instinct is to move with it. Because a lot of times things come when you're in the process of moving. And it's just like getting in the morning. Sometimes I wake up and rather than me second guessing what's coming to my mind after awakening, I begin to record it and write it down. I don't go back to it. I come back to it at another time. And I'm like, Dad, did I come up with that? Because you never know what that message is. You don't know what it's going to do to empower you, change you, uplift you, or help someone else. So what they were saying is how that first thought is that true thought. And that's the thought that you need to respond on. But with so much chaos and so many second guess, so much doubt in your own mind, a lot of times you had that first thought, but then man, is it really going to work? How am I going to do this? I can't do that. Once again, like the quote said, words can destroy your authenticity. You're going through all these words. You let somebody else talk to you. Now, all these other things and got in between and really then cut down the raw. Raw is the authenticity. And now you don't do nothing. Truth of the matter is, by then, the passion and emotion connected to whatever brought about that moment, you done lost it. That's why you got to be in the now. That's what I was just doing. You got to be in the now. You got to be present. When I was locked up, the thing that helped me so much was that I learned to only be present for the moment. I had to breathe and be in tune to what was going on right now. Because I wanted to commit suicide. I couldn't handle that. I wanted it all to be done. But I took a deep breath and I began to sink into the moment. See, because I can't do anything about what got me in that situation. Can't do anything about yesterday. Because I keep on thinking about that. Why I can't this, why I can't. Ain't nothing going to happen. And I can't go into tomorrow. That's why they say, when you get in trouble, don't let time do you. Learn to do time. But what I had to do was be into that moment and breathe. And that's all I had. And I'm going to say this quote again. Words can destroy your authenticity, and you may miss the blessing. So quit talking and present yourself in that present moment. Be present now. That's what it's really all about. And that's the Warrior's Mindset, guys. Warrior Mindset Monday is my duty to keep on doing this because it comes through me, not from me. I'm going to be real. Sometimes you got to show up for the sake of other people. Can't always be about you because God is doing for you what you can't do for yourself. And like I used to do these things all the time, 3 o'clock in the morning during COVID. You know, I just felt as though it was too much, so I stopped. You got to keep on putting the messages out there because you don't know what it's going to do to impact someone else's life. So Warrior Mindset Monday. Hope everybody have a blessed day. Be present. Enjoy the breath. Take your time and breathe and enjoy the moment because that moment becomes so pure and so genuine that it leads to other things, other greater and wonderful moments. So I'm going to end in prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So just for the day, I'm present and I'm doing this. My goal is to get back to doing it every Monday and getting back to doing the messages because it's my duty. In order to keep what I have, I got to give it away. One God, peace and blessings.